If I want to add another defect, again I choose the location and then add defect, place where I want it to go and click place. You can then take a photo and you can mark it up. For speed, I'm going to add a previous defect. So this button down here is the previous defects button, and it shows a list of the last 20 defects that you've added in that project. So if I go down to carpet here and choose done, it'll pre-select all the settings that I had for this carpet defect. If I now click save, I've added a second defect. Now this defect here is a bit too close to this one, so if you hold down on it with your finger, an extra menu will appear down here. So if I just choose cancel and do that again, if you just hold down with your finger on the defect, the old menu disappears and this new menu arrives, and I have a number of options. If I choose move plot, select a new position for the plot and click place, it's now moved it up there. If you find an area is getting very crowded, then you can create a multiplot. Here is a multiplot with 4 defects inside of it, and when I select it you can see the 4 defects, and when you select on one defect you can see the normal set of information. So if I want to turn these 2 defects into a multiplot, if you hold down on one of them, I want to move this defect here on top of that defect. So select the one you want to move first, choose make multiplot down here after holding down on this defect. It then says select the plot to add to. I then click on the other defect, and when I do so it joins the 2 together, and I can now see the 2 defects that have been added. If your defect hasn't been up to the server, so it has a big number like this, over 900,000, when you actually view the defect, you'll see that down here there is an edit button. If you choose the edit button, you then have the option to actually edit any details of the defect. You can take a better photo or change something down here. I'm just going to cancel that. Another tip is if you've added a defect that you like, for example this one here, you can hold down on it, and this option here is to add a new defect. You have 2 options. If I choose the first option, add defect, that will add another defect on top of this one and turn it into a multiplot like this one here. If you choose clone defect in room, then it'll add another defect that you can place, but it will be connected to the same location as the defect that you're cloning. So I choose clone defect in room, you then place the defect. When I'm happy I click place, and now I've added a second defect. And because this one should have been fixed a long time ago, I can then choose edit, and I can actually edit the due by date for something that makes a little bit more sense. Choose save, and I've now cloned this defect.